How about one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history, an actor, a filmmaker, entrepreneur, and now the guy behind the big three, which is getting ready to crown a new champion. Always great to have him on the show. Ice Cube.
Yeah.
What's up, Q?
Yeah. What's up?
What's up, man? Great to see you. Thanks for your time, man. We appreciate it.
They made a T-shirt out of that.
Oh, you see, can I tell you something? Listen, Ice.
Yeah, clear the air, Rich, please.
Listen, you'll never remember this because you do a million things, but Covino and I have worked together over the years at Fox Sports Radio now, ESPN, Sirius XM back in the day, and these guys bust my chops because one of my biggest flubs ever had to be over a decade ago easily. I accidentally called you Ice T.
Yeah.
And I remember you looked me in the eyes and you said, I know who the F you're talking to. And I was like, oh.
Well, I'm here to back him up and say, absolutely knew who we were talking to. But, man, we never let him live that down. And I don't know if you want to forgive him or not. That's up to you.
Yeah, do you forgive me before we start this?
No, I don't forgive you for that. But you're not a bad guy. You know what I mean? It happens. You know, my homie's Ice. That's big bro. You know what I mean? That's the OG. So, you know, it happens. You know, you're not the first one, though. But, you know, you got to know us apart, man. Come on now, baby.
I know, come on. But when someone saw the shirt, they sent it to me. It is Ice Cubes in an iced tea.
Yes.
So I had to wear this today.
Hey, Ice Cube,
I've seen that meme a few times. So that's funny that they actually made a T-shirt out of it.
Yeah, when you see that, do you wonder where's your money at? Like you're not getting paid. Like what's your mindset, or are you flattered when you see stuff like that?
I used to think about like, damn, you know, I'm missing out on some cash, but then I realized, you know, they wouldn't make stuff like that if it wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, obviously it's cool, and that's good enough for me that you're wearing the shirt with my face on it and it's cool and it's funny, and Ice-T's my man, like I said. So
yeah. Well, we're here with a legend, Ice Cube, and I see a lot of cool stuff behind you in your office there. Earlier today, we were talking about how Columbia House officially shut down, and we're talking about back in the day buying cassettes and CDs and all that stuff. What's your physical music collection like? Do you still have records, cassettes, CDs? Do you still have all those physical music?
Yeah, I have, man, cassette players, DAT players. Remember the DAT?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, and man, we still got VHS around here because a lot of my history is on these things, Super 8s, all these little things that we recorded a lot of history on. And so I want to have stuff to play it on, you know what I'm saying? So people, you know, my wife, kids, like, when are we getting rid of this? I'm like, never. We never get rid of this because you might not ever find one again. So a lot of records around here. You know, I got I got 40 years of stuff.
Yeah, we thought our CD collection and our DVD collection, that was our bragging right. Like, you got actual bragging rights. So you got your actual hits behind you and things like that.
We were buying.
Yeah, we were proud to display your CDs. I'm surprised Ice Cube is not shocked that Columbia House was still in business. Were you one of those guys buying albums for a penny and not paying Columbia House? Like, did you use Columbia House back in the day?
Nah, you know, it's a trip because, you know, we would go buy our records. We was also part of record pools, so they would send us a bunch of free records. We would have so many records, you know, some we didn't even want. So definitely didn't go to Publishing Clearinghouse. But, you know, fun fact, Priority Records, who signed N.W.A, Eazy-E, myself, before they signed us, they used to do this group called the California Raisins, and they were into all these compilations. So that was their game. They was like K-Cow or somebody, like bunch of compilations, and then they signed us, and you know, we was definitely different than the California Raisins.
Yeah, no doubt. I would say so.
The movie, straight out of Compton. So Ice Cube is here on the Covino and Rich show. And speaking of, you know, your CD collection and your DVD collection, we would obviously display our scar faces and Boys in the Hoods and everything like that. Which one would you be proud of and bust out from back in the day? What was the one you put out there to display as far as your movies?
Oh man, Friday.
Of course.
Definitely Boys in the Hood. It's the first one. Friday because it's the one that I produced and wrote and put together, so it was kind of my first shot at, trying to get behind the scenes and not just be an actor. So extremely proud of that, and especially over the years, how big it's become, kind of, they still quoting the lines from Friday. So that's cool.
And you had to do all that prior to Chat GPT, right? So you had
Yes.
help, man.
Yes.
Who helped you back in the day doing that stuff?
John Singleton, Singleton, who directed Boys in the Hood, he discovered me straight up. He was like, "Yo, I want you in my movie." I'm not an actor. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm trying to be the best rapper in the world. And then he just was like, "Yo, man, I need you." And then he asked me to write. He said, "When are you gonna write a movie?" And once again, I'm like, "Yo, whoa, buddy, I just start acting." And so he mentored me and helped me write. And Friday was one of those that he, was really helping me on to get it all the way on point.
Friday, an absolute classic. Boys in the Hood, rest in peace, John Singleton. And again, Ice Cube is here on the Covino and Rich show. Music, movies, sports, that's what makes you unique, man. You've done it all. Who's the coolest to work with in your career? The musicians, the actors, the athletes. What's been your experience with all that?
I mean, I love working with Mike Epps. He one of the actors that we just have fun. We friends, so it's like, going going to work with your homeboy, that's crazy. It's like I'm in a Friday movie just being with him. And so, he's great to work with. It's been great to work with Clyde Drexler on the Big Three. Just, just seeing him all the way from his Houston days, the 5 Slammer Jammer days.
Yeah.
Seeing him, give fits to the Lakers when he was at Portland and then Houston, winning the champion, and then working with him. I've been working with him now for 10 years on Big Three, and he got to be the happiest dude on earth, man. He's always laughing, always smiling, and always just a great person to be with and to work with.
And they get to work with you, which is an honor. So I'm wondering, when you got your foot in all these different circles, Ice Cube, do you ever sit there late at night and just bug out how crazy your life is with all the people and all the things you've done?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I feel, blessed is an overused word. Double blessed, triple blessed, whatever you want to put it. I've been able to be in the right places at the right time, doing the right thing that people like. And so I don't take it for granted. I do smell the roses. I do, reflect. And I'm always looking forward to the next episode.
I like that. Hey, Ice Cube, you talk about being at the right place at the right time. What a moment when you were representing the Dodgers in the World Series against Covino's Yankees. And
dude, I was there.
I know. And that was a moment that really the whole sentiment was like, yo, LA just beat New York based on that.
I knew it was over. I knew it was over when that happened.
And Cube, the craziest part is there's a bobblehead. I don't know if everyone knows. There's a bobblehead of you in the lowrider, and you can find it online. It's expensive as hell trying to find one of those now.
Oh, man,
you have one? You have one?
He has it in his office.
Yeah, I got one right here.
That
bobblehead. Yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. It means a lot to you.
Oh yeah, I got it.
And to be a part of that. How cool is that?
Actually. Here go my other one.
Got two, mail one to us.
Yeah, so it's the first one, when I drop the mic is down here, you know what I'm saying? So
that's sweet. But I love that those moments mean so much to you. A guy that's done so much, do you ever get any nerves in those moments? Like, I'm at Dodger Stadium. It's a World Series. Like, I'm representing. Like, do you still ever get nerves or no?
Not nerves. It's you worry about things not going right. Like, you're in the stadium, so it's an echo.
Yeah.
Earpiece in your ear of the real track, and you're trying to stay with the earpiece. Now that earpiece go out, that music go out, you're gonna sound crazy in there. You're not gonna be on beat, you're gonna be off. So you just worry, okay, I hope they got that shit together. Excuse my French.
Oh, it's all right.
I hope they got that together. And if they don't, I gotta be ready, and being the MC from back in the day, the systems we used to have to rap on, I'm pretty prepared for, a whack system. So I just, kind of have to like get ready. So that's the things you worry about. But, I know my songs. I know, how I'm gonna do it. I know the lyrics I'm gonna flip. That's what I was really worried about. Am I gonna piss the Yankees off and turn them up because I'm flipping these lyrics on them?
No,
I was
mad. I'm there wearing my Yankee jersey and I'm rocking out to you, and I
felt defeated.
Yeah, I'm like, it's done. Like, you hate that moment, no matter if you're the biggest Yankees fan or not. Again, we're here with Ice Cube. It's so cool to have you here. The Big Three Championship this Saturday. We're going to talk about that. But do you consider yourself more of a music or a sports guy? Because I don't know, coming up in this industry, they always made us sort of choose who we were. And
they're synonymous to me.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? We feel like they go so hand in hand, man.
Yeah, I love them both. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Like, you gotta, like, to me, sports without music is just a game.
It's like ham with no burger.
Yeah, so you go together, that's a Friday night. But together, and so I've always loved them both the same, but of course I get different things out of it. But I love to see, somebody play the drums just as much as I love to see a dunk contest. You know what I'm saying?
Talent. You just like talent.
Exactly.
Speaking of sports, man, how many kids in the 90s were rocking Raiders starters jackets just because of you and your style and everything else? I'm one of those idiots, growing up in New Jersey wearing the Raiders colors. What are your thoughts on Fernando Mendoza?
Oh, yeah. Great. He looked great in his first preseason game. Poised, quick with the ball, quick decisions. But I still think he should. I still think Kirk Cousins should start. Why? When you got a vet like Kirk, you got a new regime coming in. Like, why start everything like that? I think let the kid get comfortable. Let the kid get anxious. You know what I'm saying? Ready to go, chopping at the bit, and look, I think that's the way to do it. I'm not the coach's staff. I'm just the president of the Raider Nation. You know what I mean? I'm not right all the time, just right most of the time.
That comes with a lot of power, though. I'm wondering, do you shoot Cousins a little text or a little DM then saying, yo, go get him, Kirk? Do you reach out to these dudes?
Never.
That means, why not? I mean, that would mean so much coming from you, I would imagine.
I wouldn't want them reaching out to me on things I need to do. They got enough people in their ear, in their face, who know really what's going on. I'm not in one meeting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't mess with athletes during the season about games or how they play or what they should do or none of that. after the season, I might talk a lot of madness and I'll say anything after the season, but during the season, they don't need to hear from me.
Ice Cube is here on the Covino and Rich Show, in for Dan Patrick, Fox Sports Radio. This Saturday, the Big Three Championship, Dallas Power, Boston Ball Hogs. Tell us about this, man. And dude, this is what, the 10th season now? So you got to talk about it. Yeah, how crazy is that, man? Tell us about it.
It's amazing. I just want to be a part of sports. I just want to bring more cool sports to, basketball fans. After the finals, I used to get a hangover. I'd be like, damn, man, I need more.
Yeah.
And so I felt like there's millions of people out there just like me. And why not professionalize something that's part of basketball anyway? 3-on-3 has always been the step cousin of 5-on-5. And we want to give it some shine, polish it up, put some real pros out there that can play this game. And it's its own sport, like you got boxing, you got UFC, you got rugby, you got football, cricket and baseball. You got 5-on-5 and you got 3-on-3, So guys have their own skill set. Just because you were good at 5-on-5, that don't mean you're going to be great in the Big Three. And so
are there guys that you think of that you're like, oh, I know they would be good at 3-on-3, like your ultimate Big Three players that you like? I guarantee if they played, their game would translate big time to 3-on-3.
Of course, I'm looking at, a person like Westbrook. I know he just stepped away, but his game would translate. D Rose game would translate. A few people, if you could pass, dribble, shoot, and defend at a high level, you'll be all right in the Big Three. But if you're weak at any of those, you're going to have trouble. And we got our best teams going at it this week on Saturday.
And your 2026 Big Three MVP, Pargo's playing too for the Boston team. So
for
got some big names there. Yep. Yeah, Greg Monroe, Dallas Power. Beasley's on that team. So yeah, dude, it's cool seeing the sport grow. And I'm wondering, obviously you got some big names involved now. What about these social media guys that go viral? Do you keep your eye on like those MK type of dudes that are doing all these crazy viral videos when it comes to his one-on-one game and things like that? Or do you always just have your eye on the former pros?
No, we're open to players who can play at this level. So it's 22 and up. We don't want to get youngsters too young playing because it's a real, it's a man game. It's called the three, not the little three. So 22 and up. We've had some guys, Drew League MVPs like Frank Nitti come in. We've had, guys who are, viral sensations like Nasir Kaur, one-on-one guys who, made their mark in the one-on-one game. I think he's like 36-0, one-on-one against some big names or pretty good names. So, and he can play our game. That's the key. Can you play Big Three basketball at a high level? And if you can, we want you. But if you can't, we don't.
Hey, speaking of basketball, too, again, Big Three Championship this Saturday. Magic Johnson recently said that people shouldn't boo LeBron James in his return. I want to know your thoughts on that as an LA guy. Should he get booed coming back, or do you give him the respect? Like, if you were there, how do you handle that?
You give him his respect walking through the door. There's no reason to boo him in the layup line. But, once the ball comes in and he hits his first three on you, boo.
I agree. Yes. A little above
heat of competition.
And then when he retires, and he officially retires, and then he comes back, you give him his props. But right now, he's competing against you. I'm with you on that. Now we're going to go to our producer, Danny G. He's a big fan. He's got a music question for you. Danny G, what's up, man?
Yeah, well, first of all, congrats on the success of the Big Three. Because remember when you first came out with it, the naysayers, this ain't going to last. How you like Cube now? Really quick, I want to ask you, because as a youngster, I was programming 50,000-watt KCAQ in the late 90s, back when West Side Connection came together. So I got to see you guys at the House of Blues in LA just tear it up. It was a crazy time for West Coast hip hop. So looking back almost 30 years later, what stands out to you about that time?
Well, of course, with the West Side Connection, what was great, we had just had a riot in LA. There was a gang truce in 92 where, Bloods and Crips decided to not fight and do those things. So putting together the West Side Connection, we had, one guy, Mac 10, he was from a Blood neighborhood, and then we had Dub C from a Crip neighborhood, which we grew up in the same neighborhood. So it was cool to be able to show the unity in music. But at the same time, there was an East Coast, West Coast beef going on. So it kind of got, it really didn't blossom like we wanted to because of the friction that was going on in hip hop anyway. So that's what I really remember about the time is, trying to bring the red and the blue together through the success of the West Side Connection.
It's crazy to hear those stories because I also think of Ice Cube now as, lovable dad, and you are. And I got to ask you about your son's career too. We have kids and we take so much joy in their accomplishments. You've done so much. I'm wondering how you feel about your son's accomplishments.
Oh man, I love it. He's having a ball, which is the most important thing. He's having fun with the industry. He's a second generation Hollywood. He'd been around movie sets before he knew who he was. So it's great to see him live out his dreams, doing Godzilla movies and Star Wars movies and all this stuff that he grew up on. I remember buying him all kind of Godzilla toys, and now he's in the movie with the monster. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
cool. Yeah, that's so cool. You got to bug out on that too. You're
yeah,
sitting there watching your son with Godzilla.
Yeah,
that's wild, man.
It's wild and it's fun. And as long as he's having fun with it, and long as he keep the industry in perspective, it's a job. It's not an adventure. And have fun with it.
Dude, Ice Cube, a pleasure. Thanks for your time, man. Big 3 this weekend.
Yeah.
And
thanks for sort of forgiving me for accidentally calling you T back in the day.
I got you, man. I forget you now, man. You forget.
Water under the
I feel so much better now.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, a true pleasure, a legend, Hall of Famer, music, sports. He does everything.
Yeah,
you gotta love him.
Very pumped for the Big 3 this weekend. Thank you again. Hey, you're welcome to come in the studio next time. Hope to see you again.
Continued success, Cube.
All right.
Every time. Take it easy, y'all.
Thank you, man.
Later, man.
Ice Cube on the Covino and Rich show. Again, the Big 3 this weekend. The Dallas Power and Boston Ball Hogs, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out and enjoy.